Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Automated number 7, a podcast about technology and how it can make life better. My name is Cody, and I'm excited to get back in front of the microphone and the camera because this is the first live YouTube video, not live, but recorded YouTube video that we're uploading because we're taking a look at a couple products. The Kasa Smart Bulb, the 60-watt equivalent replaceable, no hub required, and then also the cousin to the Kasa Smart Bulb, the Kasa Filament Smart Bulb, which is a little interesting. It's basically so you have that old light bulb looking thing, the old Edison style light bulbs with that you see in like coffee shops and stuff like that, and centerpieces and lamps, and basically so you can preserve that old style looking light bulb. So we're gonna take a look at both of these today. I'm gonna just get them out and turn them on and use them like you're supposed to, and then kind of see, if it's worth the buy, and pretty much see what's going on with those two. So both of them are pretty much the same because they're both made by TP-Link, which the TP-Link has been making consumer grade internet products for a good while before the smart home IoT craze. And both of these work with Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, and if this then that. Yeah, they both look pretty cool outside the box. So I'm pretty much gonna quit talking about them and start opening it up. This one is an LB110. That'll be good to remember when we're getting to the menu. The box just has like some directions over here on the side. Tells you pretty much the easy way to get started if you didn't have a video that you're watching right now. It's just step 1, get your phone out. Step 2, put the bulb in. Step 3, open the app and follow the directions on the app. It's got some details on the back here. 2-year warranty. With a 24/7 tech support line, or an email website, or an email for support, and then a website to looks like to deal with any warranty issues. 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi only, 120 volts. That is what this is set up for. And it's a typical A19 style bulb. And both of these lights are an E26 fittings. So just the standard lamp fitting or standard fixture type bulb twist-on connector that you see on most of the lighting fixtures in your house. So, open this thing up and see what's going on. I think this thing is supposed to last 22.8 years. And I think it's supposed to cost, if you use it on average 3 hours per day, every day in the year, it's supposed to cost $1.83, I think. $1.32. If you're an average American using a lamp as much as the average American, and scheduling this thing to turn on and off all the time, it'll cost you $1.32 per year. So, here it is. It's a pretty stout little plastic thing. It's definitely heavier than a normal light bulb. This chunk right here in the middle seems like the heavy part with I'm guessing there's probably like some sort of heat sink in there because it feels like this thing might create some heat just being on with a computer inside of it. Not too much, but enough to put off a little bit of heat, just like a light bulb, no big deal. The top of it's got the typical globe type of light bulb situation. And it's plastic on the top as well. Pretty good type of plastic though. Like if you dropped it, you're probably not going to break it as easily as you'd break a traditional light bulb. And then it's got the E26 fitting for most of the normal lamp receptacles or fixtures in your house that you're going to be plugging this into. And then it's got some text right here, some important stuff about, don't put it on a dimmer circuit because this just needs typical on and off or just on all the time because you're going to be controlling the light with the app. Designed in California, made in China. UL listed, that's good. That means it's got the proper certifications to feel comfortable to install this bad boy in your house. Unfortunately, I wouldn't consider it human compatible because it's a light bulb. And you don't, like, if you were installing it on a circuit with no switch and your Wi-Fi went out, you'd pretty much lose control over it unless you were able to physically cut the power to the thing. So I wouldn't deem it technically human compatible, but that's, a pretty big percentage of the smart home technology pieces. But, for a bulb, I think it's looking like it's going to do its job. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in, twist it on in. What should happen first is it'll turn on full brightness, and then it'll flash down to 50% brightness about 5 seconds after being plugged in. And that should signify that this thing is ready to connect to the temporary Wi-Fi network once we open the app up and add the device. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the power off on the fixture because that is what the directions do in fact say. Turn the power off, then install the light. Twist that bad boy in, turn the power on, and then about 5 seconds later we should see that 50% brightness flash. There it goes. And then what I'm going to do, you're going to want to make sure you're connected to your home Wi-Fi and internet connection while you open the Kasa app for the first time. And what we're going to do is come up here, add a new device, and you're going to pick which type of device you're installing. Cameras, smart plugs, smart lights. So we're doing a light. Pick that one. Like I said, it's an LB100, so the first option. And once you get to here, it's going to pretty much walk you through like you've not installed it yet, like we already did. So install your smart bulb, blah, blah, blah. Make sure the power's off. Swap the current bulb with your, swap the current bulb with your smart bulb. Yeah, they're pretty much guiding you from square one, taking your old stuff out and putting the new stuff in. So I'm going to say next, power up the bulb. We already did that, and then it blinked after 5 seconds. Next, and now it wants us to leave this app and go to the settings app and connect to the temporary Wi-Fi network that TP-Link is making so that we can control the bulb. Now, once you program this fixture or this light onto your Wi-Fi network, this Wi-Fi network that you see right here, the temporary 3BFE, that will go away. And once that goes away, you won't be able to temporarily connect to the bulb anymore, so your Wi-Fi network will be what's controlling it. However, if your Wi-Fi goes away, your local Wi-Fi network, then all of these temporary Wi-Fi networks are going to pop back up if your fixtures are powered on. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to 3BFE. Once we're connected to there with a check mark, you might have to try 1 or 2 times just to connect. We'll switch back over here. Now this thing sees that we're connected to the smart bulb, and it's going to say, what Wi-Fi network do you want to connect to? I'm going to pick one of my 2.4 networks. It should already save your password. I'm going to say, go ahead and join. And if I picked the network that's the right one, we should be going good. It'll take a few minutes to do this screen. And while you're installing it and syncing it to the app, it's going to do that. That's a good sign. That just means we got communication going back and forth. Just looking from here, I mean, it's throwing some good matching light to the light that I already have in the room, and it's pretty bright. I'm trying not to look at it because it's pretty obnoxious. But once it adds it to the app and the device are synced, it wants us to give it a name. So for me, this is going in the foyer or the front room. So that's what I'm going to put there. Click next. And then you get to pick a little logo, which unfortunately there's not a sconce style or whatever fixture on here. So I'm just going to keep the light bulb logo. Click save. You can even upload a picture on the app of the fixture if you really wanted to do something like that. And now it's congratulations. You've configured your smart bulb and it's ready for use on your device list. And now if we go back to the device list, it wants to update the firmware. So just given security measures and making sure that everything is synced up properly, I'm going to go ahead and update it. We'll see how long it's going to take to update the firmware here. And if that's something that you think you don't need to do, I think that you should rethink that. Updating firmware and keeping up with the latest software on everything is the best way to keep everything on the same page and with the latest updates on security. And basically just making sure that we keep everything secure because we're throwing a lot of data back and forth and passwords and stuff like that. And yeah. It's just, I think it's important to make sure you have strong passwords, two-factor authentication on, and if you're using a password manager, I have a link to a password manager under this YouTube video in case you need to use a password manager to deal with all these complex passwords that you should be creating for all these apps, because that is important. And, if we're not taking the security of everything seriously, then we're pretty much just creating an open, non-secure area. So, all that to be said, update your firmware and have good passwords that you're keeping track of in a good way. And turn on two-factor authentication where you can. That way, you always have a second step verifying that it's you accessing your smart home technology and anything like that. There we go. Update complete. See, that wasn't that bad. Now we're up to date. Able to sync to the app like it's supposed to. So what we can do is click done here. And if I scroll around, there we go. Foyer, brand new. So now I can click that off and turn it back on. Have full control over it. And then here on the app, this is pretty much how it works. You can open it up, and then there's these presets, 100%, 75%, 50%, 25% kind of thing. And you can pretty much edit each one of these. And then you have control over the light. And what you can do is grab one, move this down here, start from there, go up, whatever. Or you can just turn it off. And then also in the Kasa app, if you don't have an Alexa hub or a Google Assistant or anything like that, and you're just going straight light bulb and you're using the Kasa app only, you can make presets down here. And you can record what you want to remember the light as that you can come back and recall later. That's important if you have like a color, the RGB version of this. You can use that to change the colors and save that preset and recall the presets like you want the colors to come back in your programming. And you can schedule this on and off. I don't have any schedule set here because I use all of my schedules in the Alexa app. And you can also view your usage, which we don't have any recorded yet, as you can see, because we just set this fixture up. In fact, it says it's been turned on for 0.3 hours, which that seems like a lot for little time that's been on. So that is how you set up this bulb. We're going to take this one out. We're going to power this off, remove this light, and get it ready to transfer to a new spot in my house later on. And then what we're going to do now is get this bad boy out. The Filament Smart Bulb. I'm kind of excited for this one. It's a pretty cool little thing. We're going to just do the same thing we just did. Get this thing out, turn it on, add it to my smart house, my Kasa Smart app. And I think I'm going to put it in this lamp back here behind me that I just got over the holidays. And I just think it'll be... You won't be able to see the filament, but I think the color temperature will be a nice color in that lamp. It's the light that's in there now is pretty, kind of like hospital white, like I call it. And this one will have a little warmer of a color that'll just be more comfortable in the room. This one is half the brightness, but there's going to be more of a direct light source since we're looking straight at the filament. Filament, it's actually LED, but it's not a real filament. It's just designed to look that way. And this thing, what are we saying here? Life based on the same 3 hours per day, 13.7 years. So about 10 years less than the 60 watt equivalent smart bulb, which that one is more for functionality and usability. This one is more of a novelty kind of a decoration piece, if you may, that you're just trying to add some smart home, compatibility to like a chandelier or something like that. This would be a good option, or like a bathroom light or something where you just want to see the filament and something that looks pretty cool. So we're gonna stop talking about it and get it out of here. and do the same thing. I don't remember if I turned off the power. Whatever, we'll take a risk. We'll see. So what we're going to do is set this box aside. It's the same setup. It's got details on the side telling you it doesn't need a hub, Google Assistant, if this, then that, Alexa, the whole 9 yards. Nah, cancel that. I just turned on my stuff. So 2K, pretty warm appearance, like we already were talking about. 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi again, non-dimmable circuitry, 120 volts. Designed in California, made in China. Boom, 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 boom. That is all the information about this here little filament light. I am excited to turn it on right now and see what it looks like. I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing like what kind of like I'm wondering if it's gonna be like a glow or if it's gonna be like a direct kind of like LED, like what's it gonna look like on video kind of thing. But I don't know. I'm interested. It looks like they're all kind of facing a different way, so it should throw some light pretty well. But it's actually like a glass, you know, kind of like almost a more expensive body. I don't know if it's real glass or if it's just a really good fake glass, but it's pretty good. It's got a full metal body down here. It's like an ASMR video. Yeah, and it's you know, the computer's got to be down here in this little thing. So I don't know if that's going to affect it much, being like if the computer is going to be different than the 60-watt bulb just cuz it's so small down here. So I don't know what kind of effect that's going to have on like the dimmability and like if it can go all the way down to like 1%, cuz sometimes LED dimmers, when they go down to like 1 through 5% of the dimmer, they get kind of flickery and get weird. The Kasa 60-watt smart bulb has no problem with that, so we'll see with this thing. Let's just do it. I don't know if the power's on. We'll see, right? Yeah, it's on. But hey, we're on. Should flash in 5 seconds. It's pretty bright. There, it just flashed. So what we're gonna do is go back to our settings, make sure that we're on our Wi-Fi. And I'm going to go to the Kasa app, and I'm going to say that I am adding yet again another device. Just like we did in the last light bulb. Come down here, smart bulb, but now we're going to select filament LED bulb. Get that connected up, install the smart bulb, we already did, power up the bulb, it was already powered. Now it's saying to go connect the Wi-Fi, so let's go over here and see if we can find the temporary Wi-Fi network for this light bulb, which we should since it flashed. There we go, 8063. We'll wait until we see the check mark next to that, and then flip on over here. Taking a little bit of a time, but whatever. There we go. Alright, so got that connected. Gonna go to the Kasa app. And we're already connecting to the smart bulb. May take a few minutes. Select your Wi-Fi. We'll pick the same one that we did on the last light bulb. Click join with the saved password. And now it's going to say connecting to the smart bulb to your home network. It's going to flash once or twice. I'm assuming we're probably going to have to update some firmware on this thing. And that's okay. It's not going to take too long. Name your device. This is going to be the office lamp. Yes, sounds like a great name. Very descriptive. Well, they don't have a trumpet logo, so we'll just go with this one over here. Yeah, that lamp over there, it's made out of a trumpet. You'll see it someday. Congratulations! You've configured your smart bulb, and it is ready to use in your device list. I bet as soon as we touch that, update firmware. Nope. We're ready to go. So, okay. As you can see, we have the office lamp here. It's at 100%. But I think there's a thing that kind of need to look into. It's it's making. All right. Here's the thing. Do you hear that at all? It's buzzing. It's got a hum, a high pitched, just like a buzz. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear this on the video, but I can hear it from here. I can move this all the way over here. Still hear it. If you walked into a room, you would hear this kind of buzz. I could hear it through the headphones, and yeah, I can definitely hear it in the headphones. So I'm not gonna be able to use it in here. Um, wow, it's almost screaming, and it does this like thing at the end. If you can hear that, I'm not sure. Yeah, like right when you cut the power to the thing, it just that noise that it's making, that high pitched, it's kind of bouncing back and forth from a couple different frequencies, and then when you turn it off, it makes like a weird noise. Lights aren't supposed to make noise. So that being said, that's a bummer. I kind of wanted to buy a couple more of those, and I even showed a couple people the light. But now we know this thing is making a little bit of noise. What I'm gonna do is return it. Try to return it. Try to get some sort of support from TP-Link. That way, I want to be able to do something about it. You know, if there's something that they're able to fix, or they are able to say, hey, we've noticed that this is a problem. Maybe we can send you one that hasn't been having, or a new version that's not been having that problem. What you don't want to do if you're having a problem like this is like instantly freak out and just, you know, I don't want to tell you that I don't want to slam TP-Link for this thing making noise this fast. I'm not sponsored by TP-Link or anything, but I just want to give an honest review, and perhaps maybe this is just one bad bulb. But it's definitely making a noise. It's a noise it shouldn't be making. I think that, like we were saying earlier, the computer is smaller in this light than in the larger light that we just looked at. And maybe just the fact that the computers have to be built smaller, and maybe this is the first version of this filament fixture, or this filament lamp, that maybe they just don't have the technology worked out yet to have it noise free. So I'm not going to recommend a purchase right now. Maybe if there's a version 2, but for me, on this one, I'll give them another chance. I'll try to return it, report what's going on, just so they can have the opportunity to try to fix it. And if they can give me another one that doesn't work, then we'll have a redemption video where I can plug the new one in and we cannot have this issue. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to, show you audibly what this sounds like, because quite frankly, I wasn't expecting the bulb to make noise like this. So, a little bit of a disappointment to me. No big deal. We'll try to see if there's anything we can do with Amazon and TP-Link with getting a return. There's usually no problem if there's an issue with the product to get a return. I'm going to turn it off because it's driving me crazy. For those of you on the podcast, I probably just cut out a huge section for you. We just got the Kasa Smart filament bulb plugged in. It's pretty cool. It's just like the rest of the smart house bulbs. Got it plugged in, got it installed into the lamp, and went to control it with Wi-Fi. Once we got connected to Wi-Fi and the bulb warmed up a little bit, it kind of had this high-pitched noise with a little, like some vibrations. And the bulb almost vibrates when it's making that noise. It's kind of weird. And I would kind of say maybe I should go try a couple other outlets in my house, but the reality is that most of the electrical work in all of our houses is going to vary from, everything's not going to be equal. Some house might have a little bit higher of a voltage, another might have a little bit lower. So products should be able to work within that range. They should have a larger tolerance rather than just, if TP Link comes back and says, hey, your voltage is probably just not what we designed the light to. The voltage in your house is just a little bit different, but the thing of it is that we all are probably going to have houses where there could be potential electrical differences, and this thing just doesn't have a very large tolerance, I would say. So maybe there is a certain electrical setup that would make this thing not hum, but in my situation, it's humming right now, and none of the other lights or fixtures or lamps or anything that I've ever had plugged in to this lamp or to any other outlet in the house has made noise like that. So, like I said, we'll try to get that worked out. Try to get some revenge. We'll give TP Link a chance to revenge. It's no problem. But yeah, that's the thing right now. I'll post links to both of these products in the YouTube video. That way you can find those. And on automatedblogcast.com, you will be able to find links to both of these products, and you'll be able to learn more about them, learn more about the details, and also on the automatedblogcast.com, you can find a compatibility list to see if these products are compatible with any other products that you have in your system. And yeah, I'm kind of excited that we were able to look at these two products. Definitely bummed about the filament bulb. So, it is what it is. But thanks everyone for tuning back in. Look forward to more episodes all year. We're gonna make some awesome episodes here. Got some ideas for some future guests talking about potential business ideas with smart technology. Talking to a few people about app ideas and stuff like that, and voice control skills and business around voice and automation. All sorts of awesome stuff coming up here in 2020. Announcements for some business things, all sorts of fun stuff. So keep up with me on the internet, on all my personal social media things, facebook.com, cody.vaught, twitter.com, cody_vaught, instagram.com/cody.vaught. And you can pretty much find me once you get to those three places. You'll be able to find links to anything that you can find with me or the automated blogcast or anything like that. If you're trying to listen to the automated blogcast on another platform, you can find quick links to most of the platforms that the podcast is on the sidebar from any post in automated blogcast. You can click those links and pretty much get to any platform that the podcast makes it to. And it's actually out there on quite a few different things. I believe Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher. What else is there? There's a couple more of them that stack up. Once you send the podcast out, it pretty much just lands all over the internet. So listen wherever you are able to do that the easiest. You can check out videos on YouTube as we make them. You can just type in Automated Blogcast on YouTube and subscribe and like. And you can support the podcast on YouTube by subscribing. And if you are an Apple Podcast listener, we would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it if you were able to write a quick little review and just said, you know what, this is a cool podcast. I've learned a little bit, and I think it's pretty cool. Or you can do whatever you want. It's up to you. You do you. But yeah, thanks everybody for sticking in and talking about the TP Link product, the Kasa brand that TP Link has brought us, in terms of, me acquiring the product. This is not sponsored by TP Link. This is not sponsored by anything right now. Yeah, we're just sitting here looking at products that I think that people could potentially buy, and just talking about them and seeing what's wrong with them, if there's anything, and talking about some of the good stuff. So, yeah. So, everyone, thanks for your time. We're going to stay here and pretty much give a Midwest goodbye if I don't say bye soon. So, yeah. Thanks, everyone, for your time. Follow me on the social medias. Follow Automated Blogcast wherever you can find it on the internet. And look forward to more stuff here in the future. So, yeah. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.